Hey everybody, it's now time for my second salute and praise. Only this time we're looking at Warner Brothers DC animated DC animated movie franchise, which in my opinion is is the best DC media is the best DC media project of all time, alongside its Injustice video games and outside the comics. And these DC animated movies, in my opinion, even in some areas exceed and surpass the comics. They, in my opinion, they blow the DCEU and the Marvel Cinematic Universe out of quote unquote water, out of quote unquote water. The DC animated universe movies are everything's the live action movies. Everything the live action movies everything the live action movies should be and are not, but they are getting there. They are quote unquote getting there, and they blow Marvel out of the water. They make the Marvel films look like what I said, live action Power Ranger and Disney based films with the Marvel characters in them. That's what they make the Marvel Cinematic Universe looks like. And for years I've been wanting to see the comic books and cartoons come to life. So while I'll always love and enjoy these DC animated projects, I for years have been sleeping on the quote unquote DC. I've been for years sleeping on these DC animated projects, and didn't realize the awesomeness. Didn't realize the awesomeness because, like I said, I've been focusing on the live action stuff. But these DC animated projects blow them out of water. I'm only going to talk about briefly about the ones I've actually seen. I haven't seen them all yet. But I'm only talking about the ones I've actually seen. I'm starting off with the Justice League, because when it comes to DC Comics, the Justice League is one of my all-time favorite comic books produced by DC. I like Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, and the various other members all coming together as quote unquote one. The team up stories, the DC team up stories be the best. You have the Teen Titans. You have the Teen Titans series, my next favorite. Then you have the Brave and the Bold franchise, which pairs two characters off together. That would be the basis for the animated series Batman, Brave and the Bold, which I think was one of the best and criminally underrated Batman cartoons. Then you got the Batman and Superman comic book series. Then you got the DC alternate DC world story, Watchmen with Ozymandias and the Watchmen cast. Then you got the Legion of Heroes, the Young Justice people, Deadshot and the Suicide Squad. And even though I said Justice League already, the much superior and darker Justice League Dark. So their team up stuff is, my opinion, the best. So I'm going to start off with those. Then I'll move to the solo based Batman and Superman films. Some of my favorites include Justice League Dark. I, for years, since 2014, have been following this live action Justice League Dark film that hasn't taken off the ground. That's been in limbo for several years. But the animated feature came out in 2017, and it was nothing short of awesome. I didn't review it because I just didn't understand it. I didn't understand it at the time. They managed to get that much lore and story and complexity in a 70-minute plus movie. And that's, in my opinion, one of DC's finest. Then you have the Justice League war film, the Justice League war film, the Justice League war film, the Justice League war film. Then you had in that same universe, you had the sequels, The Reign of Superman, which you can, it's a Superman movie, but the Justice League members are there too. The Reign of Superman and the prequel, The Death of Superman. These were, like I said, Superman stories in the comic books, but the Justice League were there and had big roles, so you can once again call these Justice League based movies. Then you had Flashpoint, which was kind of weak, but I never cared much for the Flashpoint storyline, but I still enjoyed it. Then you had the very awesome Injustice film, which I think is underrated. A lot of people hated this adaptation, but I thought it was a good, solid adaptation and one of DC's best. Then you had I just finished watching these. I've been wanting to watch these for years. That was the Justice League Crisis on Earth, and its sequel Justice League Doom, which this is loosely based upon the animated series. It was supposed to be in continuity with them, but they decided the DC animated universe, the animated cartoon universe, but they decided no, have it be its own world, loosely based upon its respective comic book franchises. This movie was true, for the most part, true to both, only changing a couple of things. And then you had the Justice League versus Teen Titans. Awesome. Still haven't seen the sequel, Judas Contract, and I still haven't watched the Suicide Squad one too. But Justice League versus Teen Titans, Justice League versus Teen Titans, and I guess the sequel, which I haven't seen yet. This is the decade-long reboot of Teen Titans everyone wanted, instead of the crappy Teen Titans Go cartoon that airs on Cartoon Network. Then you got, my opinion, the weakest but the biggest film, because it was the culmination of many things. Justice League Apocalypse. I thought this movie was rushed, but the last 30 minutes of this movie with Superman, Trigun, and Darkseid was one of the coolest things ever. And I like how a bunch of animated films all led up to this movie and led up to this, this was DC's version of Endgame. In my opinion, it was bigger, better than Endgame, but Endgame was probably better structured. And then you got what's after DC? What's after Justice League Apocalypse? Oh yeah. Then you got the other features I was already familiar with. You have Justice League. You have the Justice League, the New Frontier, based upon, I think, the Silver Age of Justice League. Then you have and elements of the DC animated universe. Then you have Superman Doomsday, the first Death of Superman adaptation from I think it was it the late 2000s? Yeah, the late 2000s, the first Superman adaptation. Then you have finally my boy Green Lantern, one of my all-time favorite solo DC comic book heroes. His stories, Green Lantern. He has some of the best solo adventures. The Green Lantern First Flight and its standalone sequel, reboot, whatever, Emerald Knights. Then you got Batman. Then you got Batman Mask of the Phantasm, which was a darker animated movie adaptation of the 1992 Batman the Animated Series cartoon. Then its follow-up, Batman and Robin Sub-Zero. Everything Batman and Robin, the live-action film, should have been, and sadly to say, wasn't. Quote-unquote, wasn't. But like I said, see, I've been focusing on these live-action films, but I've been sleeping on these animated pictures, which does it so much better. The live-action films that are of both Marvel and DC are still awesome, and in my opinion, rule the box office world. They rule the box office world these days. But these animated features blow them. These DC animated features blow them out of water. And several reviews, several anthology and tie-in reviews of all of these movies are coming soon. I just wanted to get this salute out to show you what I'm going to be talking about, and I just had to talk about these awesome films. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, get ready. So yeah, get ready. So yeah, get ready. So yeah. But this is also, once again, just like I said with Mortal Kombat, this is also why I haven't been posting or doing much, because I've been on these movie marathons right here. Like I said, all those ones are the ones, these are the ones I watch the most and the ones I enjoy the most. But I'm gonna try to put these awesome ones down and watch the others, watch the other awesome ones featuring Batman, Superman, and other solo DC characters that I haven't seen. So yeah. So with that being said, yeah, I'm finished for now.